how we won this.
We will start with the number 1 seed, Brent Spuds. Number 2, Ethan Gilman.
Wrong team.
Number 3, Brody Body.
So welcome to Benton, Minnesota here, as MYHA Bantam Black travels to Benton for District 15 tournament play. They're starting out here with the starting lineups. They've got the wrong team.
We'll start with Prairie Center. Number 7, Blake Lively. Number 8, Austin Hill. Number 9, Tucker Cassette. Number 10, Easton Jackson. Number 12, Jacqueline Burchak. Number 14, Bentley Nelson. Number 18, Benjamin Ecker. Number 19, Anthony Willard. Number 25, Christopher Price. Number 26, Cody Brown. Number 27, Hudson Peterson. Number 28, Jonathan Black. Number 30, Tucker Price. And number 25, Lance Mullen.
And that's your starting lineup for the Prairie Center North Stars. Now we'll see if they got the right list.
And now your Warriors Clubs. Number 3, Colton Miller. Number 4, Isaac Moss. Number 5, Joseph Sweeter. Number 6, Dan Monshon. Number 7, Derek Lana. Number 8, Logan Bobby. Number 10, Tom Holden. Number 11, Patrick Miller. Number 12, Tom Porter. Number 13, Landon Marquardt. Number 14, Jack Speed. Number 15, Gavin Butler. Number 16, Lucius Onslow. Number 23, Kane Carl. And again, number 33, Alexander Davis.
And that's your lineup for the Moorhead Spuds.
We now on record for Blake Lively.
And now we're into the national anthem. All right, difficulties on the national anthem. So, ref blows a whistle and says, "Let's play some District 15 hockey." So this is District 15 hockey. District 15 tournament. Top 3 teams from this tournament moving on to the regionals in 2 weeks in Princeton, Minnesota. Moorhead coming as a 1 seed on this one. start the season. Looking for a good quick win here out of the gate tonight. Missing a couple players in the starting lineup as Colton Miller and Jet Steen missing today. So starting lineup looks like we're gonna have Kane Kalhoff leading Joe Summers and Beckett Miller. Donnie Copeland and Logan Brecky on the blue line. And puck drop, we're underway. Brecky chips it up ahead. Loose puck in the neutral zone. Prairie center. Kicks it back to their D. Now around to the near side. Kalhoff steals it away. Now Beckett Miller walks up with it. Beckett, Summers, shot, just misses the net. Nice set up there by Beckett. Copeland at the blue line. Throws it in on net. Rebound. And that one's covered up there by the goaltender for Prairie Center. So, opening shift. One quick opportunity there is Beckett and Summers looking to capitalize. So Welsh and Hasbargen will come out the blue line. Oswald, Monshaugen, and Woodard on this lineup. Loose puck gets face-off circle. Welsh punches it in. Monshaugen now grabs it, hands it to Oswald. Oswald. Now tipped into the far side. Woodard will give it a chase down. Now Hasbargen steps up, finds Oswald. Oswald's shot and save there by the goaltender for Prairie Center. So Monshaugen didn't take the face off. Sends it forward, quick shot. Oh, rebound. Monshaugen was looking for a 5-hole and goaltender just got a pad on it. Nice play by Hasbargen. Pitched that play off against the wall. Oswald sends it over to Welsh. Welsh settles things down, goes cross ice to Hasbargen. Hasbargen gives up to Oswald. Oswald with Woodard. They got numbers 3-on-2. Woodard wide to left, drop off for Monshaugen. Monshaugen shot, rebound, Oswald. Rebound loose, and covered up finally by the goaltender for Prairie Center. Nice play on the rush there by the Spuds. Cookie getting out, moving the puck around. Now Kalhoff comes out with Poss and Blaha on this shift. Picked up by Kalhoff off the face-off circle. He feeds it up to Copeland. Copeland back along the glass off to Copeland, or to Kalhoff. Kalhoff leaves it for Poss. Poss spins around down low. Now Blaha steps up in support. He'll chip it into the corner. Brecky will head down for it. Brecky and Kalhoff work against the boards. Now Blaha at the point. Shot. Looking for shot on net, but gets looking for a rebound. Poss tries to get out of the point, but Prairie Center steals it away. Until Copeland holds it in. Isaac works along the board, now taken away by Blaha. He tries to sell. And finally kicked free by Prairie Center. Copeland works along the boards. Prairie Center dumps it in as they want to go for a change. Now Copeland, dangerously in front of his own net. He carries it out through center ice. Poke check free as Moorhead makes changes. And finally taken away, intercepted there by Copeland, and Beckett Miller leads the charge up ahead. Beckett up through center, spins around. Finds Summers on the near side, face-off circle. Summers works it in low. He tried that pass out front, that got blocked. Now Wells steps up. Carried it in down low. Prairie Center rings around to the near side. Hasbargen there to hold it in. Now Woodard hustles to it and gives chase. Woodard tries the center. And out to center ice. Prairie Center dumps it out. Hasbargen will lead the charge up ahead. Wells throws it in. Oh! From the red line, Wells rips one off the crossbar. think the goaltender was ready for that one. So that one goes off the crossbar up into the netting. Welsh was just trying to dump it on net as the Spuds were changing. Kalhoff wins it to Mounshaugen. Mounshaugen gets a poke checked away. And Prairie Center clears out to center ice. Welsh tries to dump it off the boards. Prairie Center chases it back in. Now Welsh leads up the charge, gets it to Oswald. Oswald with Kalhoff up through center ice. Drops it off to Mounshaugen at the faceoff circle. Faceoff shot there. That goes off the side of the iron. Now it's kicked around to the near side. Prairie Center unable to clear as Hasbargen holds it at the point. Oswald, quick shot there. Kalhoff throws it just wide of the net. Little change up of lines here for Moorhead than they're used to. And Oswald's pass off the mark, and that's an icing on Moorhead. So Spuds got a little bit different lineups today with a couple of players short, but right now they're moving the puck well. A couple of nice opportunities. We'll get one to go here sooner or later. Foss will step in to take this face off. Copeland, lead pass up ahead, and Woodard's on a breakaway. Woodard up ahead. Oh, loses the puck in his skates. And Prairie Center kicks it away. Brecky gets it to the near side to Blaha. Now Copeland. He tries to hit Brecky, but that's off the mark. Brecky will retreat behind his own net. Now he'll find a Foss. Foss unable to corral it and get it out of the zone. Woodard into support. Woodard back to Brecky. Brecky's pass goes off a Prairie Center player, and Copeland will chase it down along near boards. A little shot on net there. Davis able to poke check it away. Now Foss works it up through center and kicks it into the Prairie Center zone. Prairie Center's lead pass up ahead, taken away by Copeland. Copeland, he's looking for Woodard, but Woodard was headed to the bench. Spuds in the middle of some changes. Now Prairie Center out to the point. They fire one on net, saved by Davis. And Beckett will pick up the loose puck. Beckett Miller up the left wing. Cuts to the middle, and that's an offsides on Moorhead. So 9:18 left here in the first period, still no score. Face-off coming just outside the Prairie Center zone. Kalhoff will be in to take this one. Face-off comes back to Hasbargen. Hasbargen drops it up to Kalhoff up the middle. Kalhoff cuts through. Drop pass for Miller, gets through his skates, and back comes Prairie Center the other direction. Hasbargen hits Beckett. Now Beckett on the far side over to Summers. Summers will chase it down. Centering pass, but nobody there but Prairie Center North Stars. Clearing attempt, held by Kalhoff for a moment. And Prairie Center sends that one the length of the ice for an icing. So Spud's ready to take the face-off here down in the Prairie Center zone. Mounshaugen in to take this face-off. Oswald with it, top of the face-off circle. He fans on a shot. Now Mounshaugen circles in, shot, rebound, loose. Oswald got tied up on the back door trying to put it in. Now Mounshaugen picks it up behind the net. Mounshaugen drops it for Oswald. Oswald centering pass to Woodard. Goaltender deflected that one away. Now Welsh will chip it in. And finally Prairie Center dumps it out. Welsh. Long lead pass up for Oswald. Oswald up through center. Oh, his pass on Mounshaugen just fell off his stick. Now Mounshaugen takes it away through center ice. He's up ahead to Oswald. Oswald in. Quick shot there. That goes high. Is it deflected off of a defender's stick? Now Woodard along the near side. Prairie Center runs it in deep. Brecky pushes it wide. Centering pass comes out front where it's taken away by Blaha. Garrett Blaha up ahead. Storming in, shot. Ooh. Goaltender standing tall. Blaha is looking for that 5-hole. Just goes off the pad. And Prairie Center sends it the length of the ice for an icing. Kalhoff in with Blaha and Poss. Copeland and Brecky on the blue line. Stars win the faceoff. They bring around the near side. That's picked up quickly by Garrett Blaha. Blaha in the corner. Try to brush him off. He tries to kick it over to Poss. Poss back to Blaha. Centering pass. Gets right past Kalhoff and out to this blue line where Brecky will have to get everybody on side. Copeland on the near side, feeds it up to Kalhoff up through center ice. Kalhoff carries it in deep, cuts to the net, circles around, out to the point of Brecky, and Brecky's unable to hold, and Spuds will have to get back on side again. Now Brecky up ahead, and Poss got caught up down deep in the zone, and that's an offsides on Moorhead. 6:40 left here in the first period, still no score. Summers off the faceoff, carries it in, walks in. He tried to feed a pass over to Miller just out of his reach. Miller and Woodard in here with Summers. And now we got a whistle. And it looks like Kellen Woodard's going to the box for roughing. So, first penalty of the game goes against the Spuds and Kellen Woodard for roughing. So Prairie Center will go on the first power play of the afternoon. Off the faceoff. Prairie Center. In down below the goal line. Shot there, goes right through the crease. Onto the near side. They dump it in deep, gets all the way around to the far corner. Shot there on net, saved away by Welsh. Welsh off the boards and out. Asbargen chips it up ahead to Summers. Prairie Center at center ice. They chip it in, poked away by Hasbargen, and that's an offsides on Prairie Center. Prairie Center kicks it in. Copeland calmly sends it back out to center ice. Prairie Center gathers their troops. Fans on that pass. Kalhoff kicks up ahead to Moundsog. Moundsog just about had a one-on-one just out of his reach. Brecky chases around at his own end. Brecky stops, pops, kicks it up to the corner. Prairie Center holds at the point. Now Copeland steps up. He gets up to Kalhoff. That's intercepted. And puck rolls on net softly, and Davis will cover that up for a whistle. .46 seconds remaining here in the power play for Prairie Center. Prairie Center up to the point. Shot on net. Glove save, Davis. Comes loose to the blue line. Prairie Center quick throws a shot on net. Deflected wide. Now centering pass back out front. Shot deflected again. Copeland picks it up behind his own net. Pitches it up to Blaha, and Garrett will carry it out. Garrett just trying to get up the red line. Prairie Center dumps it in. They go for changes. Copeland Downey from his own end. Lead pass up ahead to Oswald. Oswald picks it up at the red line. Oswald dumps it in on net. Shot and score! Reese Oswald. A short-handed goal for Moorhead as he uses the defender as a screen. And picks the corner and puts the Spuds up 1-0 here with 4:29 left in the first period. Just 4 seconds remaining in the man advantage for Prairie Center. And Oswald picks the corner and gets a shorty here for Moorhead. Hasbargen off the faceoff, dumps it in, and Moorhead back to full strength. They bank it up ahead. MYHA there to kick it up along the boards. Now Poss digs it free, and Prairie Center sends it back out to center ice. Welsh over to Hasbargen. Hasbargen up ahead. Poss dumps it in. Hasbargen chips it in as he gets knocked over. Now Welsh picks up the loose puck through center ice. Welsh in. Shot there, and that one goes off a stick up into the netting. So 3:46 remaining here in the first period. Spuds leading 1-0. Face-off coming down in the Prairie Center zone. Kalhoff will take this face-off. He'll win over to Beckett. Beckett, quick shot there. Rebound loose and covered up by the goaltender for Prairie Center. Kalhoff will take this again and wins it back to Beckett again. Beckett walks up. He gets tripped, throws it on net. Kalhoff with it. Quick spin around shot. Goes wide of the net. Summers gets it up to the point to Copeland. Copeland loses control of it, and Prairie Center touches it up for a whistle. And penalty coming up against Prairie Center for tripping as Beckett Miller gets tripped up. And Spuds go on the power play here with 3:26 left in the first period. Power play unit will be Joe Summers, Kane Kalhoff, and Beckett Miller. Donnie Copeland and Logan Brecky at the blue line. Kalhoff's over to Copeland. Copeland cross ice over to Brecky. Brecky tries to throw it on net, looking for a tip. Now Beckett from behind the net. Kalhoff. He's looking for a centering pass to Beckett. That gets all the way through the crease. Brecky will pinch in along the boards. Now Beckett walks up top. Shot. Saved to the corner. Kalhoff centers it. Miller back to Kalhoff. Now to Summers. Kalhoff from behind the goal line. Walks up front. Centering pass. That one rolled right through the crease. Nobody able to get to it. Now Summers. Up to the point to Brecky. Brecky shot. That blocked up front. Now Summers. He sends it up to Brecky at the point. Brecky back down low to Summers. Summers walked. Kalhoff shot. His shot gets deflected up over the net into the glass. Now Brecky at the point again. Hands it off to Miller. Miller at the top of the faceoff circle. This shot goes off a skate. Summers near side to Kalhoff. Kalhoff looks for Brecky up top. Brecky. That shot hits a skate. Brecky able to hold. He feeds it to Copeland. Copeland's shot hits another body up front. Beckett. Back out to Brecky at the point, and Prairie Center able to clear. Copeland. Hands it off to Beckett. Beckett carries in across the blue line, and the oh no. I believe they're calling a too many men penalty against Prairie Center was the initial signal. Yes, it is. Too many men against Prairie Center. Prairie Center got caught up in the change. So 16 seconds remaining in the initial power play for Moorhead, so they'll get 16 seconds of a 5-on-3, and then they'll finish out the rest of a 5-on-4 power play. So with 1:43 left here in the first period, it's a good chance here for the Spuds to get another one, maybe even two. So Mount Saugan will take this face-off. He's got Woodard and Oswald with him. Welsh and Hasbargen at the blue line. Face-off win comes back to Welsh. Welsh goes over to Hasbargen. Hasbargen rips one. That goes wide of the net. Comes to Welsh now on the near side. Welsh goes to Mount Saugan. Mount Saugan down to Oswald. Shot there. It's saved in the corner. Now Welsh with it down at the face-off circle. He goes close to Oswald. It's a 5-on-4 power play now for Moorhead. Oswald now down low to Mount Saugan. Mount Saugan feeds it up to Welsh. Welsh back to Mount Saugan. Back to Oswald. Oswald below the goal line. Mount Saugan shot, scored. Nice movement on the puck there by the Spuds. Calmly moving the puck around until they found a slot. And Oswald feeds Mount Saugan on the power play goal with 1 minute remaining here in the first period. 2-0 Spuds. Prairie Center dumps it in. It goes deflected, so no icing. Copeland sends that right up to the point to a Prairie Center player. They shoot it high up over the net. MYHA will pick up the loose puck, and MYHA will lead the charge up ahead. MYHA cuts wide, cuts down into the net. Shot near side post. Save. Poss picks it up. Poss unable to get a shot off. That gets blocked. Copeland holds it into the point. He dumps it into the far corner. MYHA hands it off down low to Kalhoff. Kalhoff up to the point to Brecky. Brecky down low to MYHA. MYHA tried to centering pass. That gets blocked. Now to Kalhoff. Kalhoff, his sharp angle shot got blocked up front. Now MYHA in the corner. 6 seconds remaining. MYHA tried to center it. It goes off the net. And another penalty coming up on... Slashing is the call against Prairie Center. So 0.4 seconds remaining. 0.4 seconds remaining here in the first period. So Moorhead will basically get a full 2-minute power play to start the second period. Poss will take this face off. And that's the end of period number 1. So after one complete period of play, Moorhead leads Prairie Center 2-0. We'll take a quick timeout here and be right back with period number 2. here we are. Timeout over. Back for period number 2. Power play, another chance for the Spuds. See if they can get another quick one here to get a 3-0 lead. Kalhoff comes out with it. He's got Beckett and Summers with him. Summers carries it in. Leaves it off for Kalhoff. Back down low to Summers. Copeland and Brecky the blue line. Summers walks in. Turns back to the corner. Back up to Copeland. Copeland back to Summers. Down low. Up to... Oh, nice feed. Just missed. Went off of Summers' stick. And Prairie Center able to pick up the loose puck and carry it out. Brecky sticks it away. Summers tried to chip it out. Now to the near side. That centering pass intercepted by Brecky. Now Brecky leads the charge up ahead. Up ahead for Summers. Summers and Kalhoff 2-on-1. Oh, Kalhoff tried to tank in a bouncing puck, but it flipped off his stick. Now the Spuds will set up their power play. Copeland at the top. Now to Summers. Summers at the face-off dot. Goes cross ice. Banks it up back to Miller. Miller's shot deflected. Up on top of the net. Rolls off the top of the net just to the side, and Prairie Center able to pick it up and clear. Prairie Center, centering pass. Ooh. That was dangerously went through the legs. That shot goes wide of the net. Rings around to the far side. Another slap shot, and Davis will cover that one up for a whistle. 24 seconds remaining here in the power play for Moorhead. Mount Saugan in to take this face off. Mount Saugan wins it back to Welsh. Welsh banks it off the board up ahead to Woodard. Oswald's offside, so he has to wait. Takes it in. As Moorhead got onside. Mount Saugan takes it over. Gets it over to the far side to Oswald. Oswald sidesteps one player, walks up front. Mount Saugan tries to throw a backhander on net. Now he gets it back to Oswald. Prairie Center back to full strength. Welsh fans on it. And steps on the puck. And Moorhead will get back onside. Welsh up ahead to Oswald. Prairie Center banks it off the glass, off the official. And finally out to center ice. Welsh poke checks it away. Welsh cuts through the traffic. Tried to throw a soft one on net. Now he gets pinched off in the corner. Steals it away, gets it to Oswald. Oswald unable to get a shot away as he got his pick from behind. Now Copeland pokes it ahead up to Woodard. Woodard in with Oswald. Quick shot there, blocked. Woodard. Woodard finds Welsh at the point. Welsh tries to dump it in. That goes off some bodies up front. Now Hasbargen throws it on net. That's stick to the corner by the goaltender. Kalhoff working along the far boards. And kicked out to center ice. Welsh ships it up to the boards as his teammates are making changes. Prairie Center dumps it in. Poss back to pick it up. Poss, lead pass up to Blaha. Blaha, drop pass off for Kalhoff. Kalhoff fans on his shot. Now Kalhoff spins around to the blue line, cuts through. Shot just goes wide. We get some shots on net here. Now Blaha. Blaha, cross ice pass for Kalhoff got deflected. Copeland takes a shot, that goes off of a body. Poss working below the home goal line. And Prairie Center able to clear it. And that one will go the distance for an icing against the North Stars. 10:57 remaining here in the second period. Moorhead leading 2-0. That one rolls on net. Woodard on the side door, unable to pounce on a rebound. Now Woodard working below the goal line. Gets poke checked away. Summers and Beckett work up front, but Prairie Center able to chip it away. Beckett blocks that one. Now he tries to feed it at the middle. That goes through everybody to the far side. And that puck flips up into the Moorhead bench. Out of play. So face-off will come down in the North Star zone. Centering pass intercepted by Woodard. Woodard up front, shoot. Save by the goaltender for North Stars. North Stars ring around to the point. Brecky. Another shot. That gets blocked up front. All right, you got to look for some open lanes to shoot. Hitting a lot of bodies up front. Now Copeland at the point. Copeland shoots one. That gets stopped by the defenseman up front. Beckett. Back check from behind. Brecky pokes it free. And Prairie Center sends it cross ice. Now to the near side. Prairie Center dumps it in. Donnie Copeland will pick it up in his own zone. He leaves it up along the boards for Woodard. Woodard chips it out to center ice. Continues to give chase. Prairie Center dumps it in. Beckett sends a cross ice pass out of everybody's reach. And that's an offsides on Moorhead as the puck come outside the blue line before Woodard carried it in. Both teams will make changes. 9:19 left here in the second period. Still a 2-0 lead for Moorhead. Mounshaugen will take this face-off. Face-off comes back to Hasbargen. Hasbargen to Welsh. Welsh tried to feed it to Mounshaugen. That was intercepted. Now Prairie Center dumps it in. Shot there, saved by Davis. Welsh there to clear. And Mounshaugen out with it. Mounshaugen finds Kalhoff. Kalhoff up ahead. Shot. Oh, I don't know how he didn't get that one in. Welsh will glove that one down to the blue line, but Prairie Center there to poke it free. Welsh chips it into the boards. Now he carries it in. Rolls it in on net. And covered up by the goaltender for the North Stars. Face-off coming on the near face-off dot. Kalhoff will take this one. Wins it over to Mounshaugen. Mounshaugen chips it in low. Centering pass up front. Nobody could get a stick on that. Now Oswald, a little two-man game behind it. Centering pass, Kalhoff. Oh, Kalhoff's shot gets blocked up front by a defenseman. He had a wide open net. Now Oswald. Drops it off. Nobody there but Prairie Center North Star. They chip it out to center ice. It goes off the official. Now they dump it in all the way. Now Kalhoff in the near corner takes it away. He finds Mounshaugen. Mounshaugen is passed to the near side to Oswald off the mark, and those guys will go for changes. Prairie Center sends it outside the zone. Wells up the near side to Poss. Poss up through center. Gets a poke checked away and back out to center ice comes the puck, and Hasbargen will settle things down. He'll get over to Blaha. Blaha hands off to Woodard. Now Blaha with it. Wells hands it over to Hasbargen. Back out to center ice. Wells settles it down. Now Wells poke checks it away. Wells up ahead. He cuts in wide. Shot there and glove save by Prairie Center. 7:04 remaining here in the second period. Still just a 2-0 lead for Moorhead. Out to the point, held in by Brecky. Copeland chips it in. Woodard walks up. Walks and she throws it off the far post. Copeland unable to hold. Horse there up in the storm. Poke checked away by Brecky. Centering pass. Picked off by Brecky. He'll leave it for Woodard. Woodard with a head of steam up through center. Hands it off to Poss. Poss. Shot. Save. Rebound. Loose. And Prairie Center will send that the distance for an icing. Nice little rush there. Becca Miller in to take this face off. He wins it over to Kalhoff. Kalhoff work his way down low. Up front to Miller. Miller gets tied up on his shot attempt. Now Kalhoff recoups the puck. Skates up front to the middle. And a soft one on the backhand. Covered up by the goaltender for the North Stars. Miller and take this face off again. Summers tied up along the boards. He pushes through. Now it's loose to Kalhoff on the near side. And Prairie Center able to come out with it. Prairie Center up ahead. Brecky pushes it wide to the corner. Centering pass comes up top. Slap shot saved by Davis. And he squeezes that one against the pads. Faceoff comes to Hasbargen. Hasbargen banks it off. It's going to come all the way on net. So Hasbargen with the bank out pass goes all the way on net. So we'll switch ends and get a face-off down in the Prairie Center zone now. Mounshaugen with the face-off. He wins it, picked up by Oswald. Oswald's shot goes wide of the net. Now Woodard banks it off the board to Hasbargen. Hasbargen's shot, rebound, scores! Landon Hasbargen rifles one in from the point. And the Spuds lead 3-0. 5:17 left here in the second period, and Hasbargen puts the Spuds up 3-0 here against Prairie Center. Hasbargen with it. Lead pass up the middle. Woodard gets upended on the play. Now Prairie Center kicks it back. Welsh banks it off the boards up to Mounshaugen. Mounshaugen hands it off to Woodard. Woodard 2-on-2 with Oswald. Woodard cuts in front, throws a backhander on net. So a little tussle behind the net, or behind the play. So matching minors here as Mounshaugen goes to the box along with a Prairie Center player. So 4:55 left here in the second period. Spuds leading 3-0. Matching penalties going on behind the play. So So they'll take them off the board because they're matching coincidentals and the Spuds. We'll go back to work here, 5-on-5. Has Bargain off the point, throws it in. Hapas throws it on net, and quick cover up there by the goaltender for the North Stars. Hapas wins it over to Kalhoff. Kalhoff from behind the net. Skates up through center. Hands it off for Welsh. Welsh throws it up front net. That gets tipped. Now Garrett on the near side. Blaha cuts up. Shot. Save. Rebound loose. And finally covered up by the goaltender. .424 remaining here in the second. Kalhoff chips it down low to Pass. Pass tried to centering pass. Blaha tried to stuff it in the side of the net. Blaha works along the boards. He gets a poke checked away, and Prairie Center chips it out center ice. And that one will go the distance for icing against Prairie Center. 4:01 left here in the second period. So Beckett comes out with Summers and Woodard. Summers off the face-off. Hands it back down to Beckett. Beckett up to Copeland. Copeland at the point, down low to Beckett Miller. Beckett feeds it to Summers. The pass is in his feet and kick free. Icing's waved off right at the last second. Brecky gets it up to Beckett. Beckett feeds it up to Woodard. Woodard up through center ice. Tries a toe drag. That gets poke checked away. Now Copeland at center ice. Poke checks it away. Prairie Center dumps it in. Now Brecky picks it away and leads the charge. Logan Brecky up ahead. Brecky throws it in on net. It's sitting at his feet. Somebody's got to crash that net. Multiple opportunities for rebounds. The Spuds can get there. Copeland loses an edge along the boards. Prairie Center will dump it in deep. Brecky sends it up along the boards to Summers. Summers. His pass outside the reach. Prairie Center takes it back in. Shot there just goes wide. Now Brecky up along the near side. He chips it in as he goes for a change. Summers hustles to it. Summers. That puck's stolen away by Prairie Center. Woodard behind the goal line tries to throw a centering pass. Goaltender deflects that away. And out to center ice comes the puck in the Spuds. Welsh. He tries to flip it ahead, but that goes up and over the glass out of play. So the face-off now will come in the Spud zone. 2:16 remaining here in the second period. Face-off up to the point. Shot saved by Davis. Nice face-off play there by Prairie Center, but Davis there to flash some leather. Oswald wins the face-off back to Hasbargen. Hasbargen gets a poke checked away. Now he'll recover it. He'll bring it around the boards on the near side to Oswald. Oswald tries to lead it for Poss. Passes behind him, but Poss recovers. Prairie Center works it in low, centering pass, chipped away by Welsh. Now Prairie Center out to the point. They dump it in deep. Wells takes it away. He gets it to Mounshaugen. He tips it through center. Oswald back to Hasbargen to settle things down. His centering pass gets knocked out of midair by a Prairie Center player. Welsh takes it away, hands it to Oswald. Reese up center ice through Pass. Back to Oswald. Oh, he tried to feed him cutting down the lane. Just gets through. Oswald skates around to the point of the blue line. Shot. That shot just goes wide. MYHA hustling for it. Wells steps up. And puck rolls free out to the neutral zone. Hasbargen looking for a center up through pass. Now Woodard. MYHA blocks that one and chips it into the red line. That pass gets past Hasbargen as he tried to intercept. Hasbargen chips it over to Kalhoff. Welsh steals it away. And Welsh leads the charge up the right wing. Welsh looking for MYHA. He turned away looking at the bench. As Welsh was looking for the bench himself. Spuds making changes. Now Kalhoff carries it in deep. 5 seconds remaining. Pile of bodies in the corner. Kalhoff comes out with it, but that's the end of period number 2. So after 2 complete periods of play, Moorhead leads Prairie Center 3-0. So we'll get a Zamboni break here, and we'll go on mute for about 5-10 minutes and come back for the third and final period here from Benson, Minnesota. are back for third period action between Moorhead and Prairie Center. Moorhead leading 3-0. Off the face-off. Picked up by Welsh. He'll bank it off the boards and in. Beckett Miller will give chase. Prairie Center unable to clear. Foss dumps it in deep. Out to the center's ice. Welsh banks off the boards to Miller. He's under to corral it. Prairie Center from their own zone. Welsh steps up. Tried to center it to Foss. That was intercepted. Now Beckett takes it away. And Prairie Center dumps it in deep. Asbargen gets to it first. Asbargen feeds it up to Summer on the far boards. Summers lead the charge. Foss cut through the middle. Back to Summers. Summers cuts in wide. Shot. There goes wide. Beckett feeds up the point to Welsh. He's unable to corral it. Now he'll pick it up at the blue line. Summers hands it to Beckett. Beckett. Foss. Woodard. Shot. Scored. Nice feed there by Beckett Miller as Woodard joined the rush late coming off the bench. And Woodard puts the Spuds up forward. Brecky, cross ice to Copeland. Up to Woodard up ahead. He hands off to Mountshaugen. Back to Woodard. Woodard, our side on Oswald. That pass just out of his reach. Oswald tries to return the centering pass. Now Brecky holds into the point. He throws it in on net and scores. Logan Brecky from the blue line. And Spuds with two quick ones here make it a 5-0 lead. So 13:31 left here in the Spuds lead by 5-0 score. Face-off comes back to Copeland. Copeland over to Brecky. Brecky up ahead to Woodard. He tips it in. Woodard gives chase. Now intercepted by Mountshaugen. Mountshaugen to Oswald. Shot. Backhander save. Now centering pass. Woodard another shot on net. And that's saved by the goaltender for the North Stars. Kalhoff comes out here with Foss and Blaha. Foss wins it out to Brecky. Brecky down to Kalhoff. Kalhoff spins down in the corner. Up to the point to Blaha. Blaha works along the boards. Tries to kick it down low. He gets upended. Everybody leaves the puck alone. Blaha back up, steals it away again. Now Blaha takes it away. And finally Prairie Center able to chip it out to center ice. Out of the near side, Foss feeds it over to Kalhoff. Passes just a hair behind him. Kalhoff getting ganged up on in the corner. Still comes out loose with the puck. And Prairie Center finally gained control. Get it up to center ice. From the red line, they'll dump it in. Donnie Copeland will chase it in behind his own goal line. He leaves it for Brecky. Brecky sidesteps a Prairie Center defender. He's looking for a lead pass up to Kalhoff. That gets punched back. Now Foss will pick it up with the red line. Foss will try to dump it in, and it goes into the Prairie Center box and out of play for a whistle. Just under 12 minutes remaining here in the third. Spuds lead 5-0 in this round one District 15 matchup. Summers tries to chip it up ahead. Prairie Center has other ideas and send it back to center ice. Asbargen goes to Wells. He turns it over up front. Shot there, saved by Davis as he got a stick on it. Welsh chips it up along the boards. Now Welsh leads the numbers. They got 2-on-1 with Woodard. Leaves it for Beckett. Shot and scored! Nice move there on the trailing by Beckett Miller as Welsh leaves a drop pass for him, and Beckett finds the back of the net, and the Spuds lead 6-0. So 11:35 left here in the third. Spuds get 3 quick ones early in the third period, and they double the lead 6-0. And the referee gives a signal for running time. Summers feeds it up ahead to Woodard. Woodard tries a toe drag through, gets cut off. Now Summers poke checks it away, but Prairie Center up ahead. Prairie Center cuts in, centering drop pass, shot, scored. And just like that, Prairie Center gets one back, and it's a 6-1 lead for Moorhead. Brecky up ahead to Poss. Prairie Center takes it away up through center ice. They dump it in. Poss rings her on the near side to Hasbargen. Hasbargen's pass behind Oswald. Oswald leaves it for Monshaugen. Monshaugen up at the red line, dumps it in. Oswald races down in the corner for it. Comes all the way to the point where Copeland will hold it. Copeland unable to hold. Prairie Center sends it, kicks it back. Centering pass intercepted by Brecky. Brecky fans on his pass. Now Copeland. And Spuds cleared cross ice as they make changes. Brecky puts the pressure on. Long lead pass goes too far, so Copeland will pick it up. Donnie Copeland from his own end up ahead to Kalhoff. Now Woodard ends up on the race. Drop pass for Kalhoff. That just the pass was just deflected for a brief moment. Now Blaha kicks it over to Kalhoff behind the net. Kalhoff gets a poke checked away. Prairie Center tries to clear, but not able to get it out, and Woodard able to hold it in. Woodard working along the boards. Quick shot there, sharp angle, loose puck covered up by the North Star goaltender. Blaha will be in to take this face off. He wins it back, picked up by Kalhoff. Kalhoff shot. Stick saved by the goaltender, and Prairie Center comes back away. Prairie Center up ahead. Shot goes off of a stick. Hasbargen gets it out to Blaha. Blaha feeds it up to Woodard up the middle. Woodard with a head of steam up the middle. Shot, save, rebound, covered up. .05 remaining here in the third. Spuds lead 6-1. Face off at the point. Brecky throws it in on net. Oh, lays in the crease. Goaltender couldn't find out where it was at. Beckett Miller spins around up top. He dumps it in down low. Prairie Center clearing attempt goes off a pass. Isaac continues pressure in the corner. Now Copeland at the point. Finds it in Summers. Summers shot. Up high off the chest of the goaltender. Poss continues to pressure in down low. Puck kick free. Prairie Center rings it around to the near side. All the way to Copeland. Copeland feeds Beckett in the middle. Off to Summers. Shot. Pass goes right through the crease. Now Poss gets it up the point. Copeland throws it in on net. Goaltender stick save. Prairie sending him to clear. Taken away by Summers. Summers gets pinched off the puck. Now Brecky at the point. His shot goes wide of the net. Spuds in the middle of changes. Beckett pressures along the corner. He throws it in on net, and it goes in for a score. And it's a 7-1 lead for Moorhead. Eight minutes and counting down here in the third. Spuds with a 6-goal advantage. Woodard. Face-off picked up by Monshaugen. He'll chip it up ahead. Monshaugen dumps it in. Exit attempt intercepted by Monshaugen. He hands it to Oswald. Back to Monshaugen. Shot on net deflected. Oswald. Sharp angled shot. Goes off the goaltender's pad. Oswald continues to work. Now it goes to the far side. Woodard, he'll feed up to the point to Welsh. Welsh's shot, pops up, rebound, loose. Oswald's shot just goes wide. Woodard ends up to Welsh at the point, but he has to get back on side. And penalty coming up against Moorhead's Reese Oswald for roughing. 6:30 remaining here in the third. All right, they got the penalty up on the board. Face-off underway. Blaha takes face-off. Face-off comes up top. Shot saved by Davis. Davis will squeeze that and hang on to it. Another face-off coming up here to the left of Davis for Garrett Blaha. Wells feeds it to Hasbargen. Hasbargen, his pass up ahead too far for everybody, and that'll be an icing against Moorhead. So Poss will come in and take this face-off. Won by Prairie Center. Puck loose in the corner. Welsh kicks it free. Now below the goal line, Prairie Center sets up their power play. Out to the point. Shot there, blocked by Isaac Poss. Blaha works from behind the net. Prairie Center circling up front. Centering pass, blocked by Welsh. He kicks it to the corner. Kalhoff with it. Kalhoff spins around into some space. Kalhoff gets tied up and gets tripped up, and penalty coming up against Prairie Center. Work there by Kane Kalhoff as he draws a tripping call against Prairie Center. So that'll be 4-on-4 hockey for a brief moment here. Summers takes the face-off. Beckett feeds it out to the point to Brecky. Brecky, near side to Copeland. Copeland, shot, scored. Oops. A little overcorrection on the camera there. Donnie Copeland gets a power play goal as the penalty to Moorhead had just expired. So it's an 8-1 lead here for Moorhead with 4 minutes remaining here in the game. Both teams are back to full strength now. Woodard wins it over to Summers. Summers carries it into the zone. Feeds it to Beckett. Beckett, shot, scored. And Beckett Miller gets another one. It's a 9-1 lead for Moorhead. Prairie Center dumps it into the zone. Brecky chases it down. Woodard tries to get it to Beckett. It goes off his skate. Now Beckett corrals it. Now finally Brecky. Brecky ring it around to the near boards to Woodard. Kellen Woodard up along the boards. Hands it off to Beckett. Beckett Miller up. Cuts it off to Woodard, driving to the center. Summers with a rebound shot. Another rebound, loose. Woodard, shot just goes wide. Now Beckett Miller down below the goal line. He finds Copeland on the near boards. Copeland back down low to Miller. And Prairie Center picks up the loose puck and chips it out to center ice, where Summers is covering. Summers goes cross ice to Woodard. Woodard will dump it in as Moorhead makes changes here with 2:19 remaining here in the third. Prairie Center up through center ice. Poke checked away by Monshaugen. Now Prairie Center dumps it back in. And Moorhead will go back and chase it down. Blaha to Oswald, off the mark. Monshaugen back to Blaha. Centering pass, deflected. Now Prairie Center sends it into the far corner. Centering pass comes all the way out where Monshaugen will steal it. And Monshaugen's lead pass too far for everybody, and that'll be an icing against Moorhead. So 1:35 left here in the third. Moorhead leading 9-1. So this win here will advance Moorhead to the second round matchup, which is at 11 o'clock tomorrow here in Mensen again tomorrow. So join us tomorrow for some more Moorhead Bantam Black hockey at 11 o'clock. They'll play the winner of Detroit Lakes and Brainerd, who play after this game. Face-off win comes right on net to Davis. He'll cover that up. So 1 minute remaining. Monshaugen will take this face-off. He'll win it over to Poss. Poss rings it around the boards. Picked up by Kalhoff. Kalhoff leaves it for Monshaugen. Prairie Center spins it around back at center ice. Loose puck up top. Shot and glove save by Davis. So again, moving on to the second round will be Moorhead here with this 9-1 win. Clock running down under 20 seconds. They'll face the winner of the Brainerd Detroit Lakes game coming up next. Hasbargen tries to kip it out. Welsh will intercept. 7 seconds remaining. And Summers puts one in at the buzzer, and it makes it 10-1. So from the Benson Community Center here, Moorhead defeats Prairie Center 10-1 in the opening matchup of 2026 District 15 Bantam Bees. So join us tomorrow at 11 o'clock for some more Bantam Bee Moorhead hockey. So from Benson, Minnesota, thanks for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow at the rink.